As I spent the past couple of months adjusting back to the office work life, I've had to rethink my approach when it comes to balancing work and my personal passions. My work from home experience has given me a new perspective regarding personal fulfillment and the value of my inner self. For many creative individuals who juggle a 9-to-5 while practicing their personal art on the side, it can feel like a constant game of tug-of-war when it comes to compromising these two versions of yourself. I wanted to create this video to share a few things that has helped me channel my creativity, even with a busy weeknight schedule. Typically, I usually would arrive home a little before 6 p.m. My weeknight routine would include walking my dogs, working out, making and eating dinner while watching TV with my boyfriend, cleaning up, and then taking a shower afterwards. By the time I get to doing any personal work, it may already be around 8:30. This may still seem early to some people, but because I sleep early on weeknights, I only usually have about an hour/an hour and a half left to really work on any personal projects. On top of exhaustion from the day, sometimes it's difficult to even muster up any energy left to be creative. One personal goal that I've had for a long time now is creating a portfolio of my artworks. The process of generating, curating, and designing a portfolio takes a lot of quality time and effort, which can be a daunting task for anyone with a full-time job. In all honesty, I started this goal of creating my portfolio from the moment I graduated architecture school. Even though it's been almost 4 years since then, it feels like I am just now finally growing into myself as an artist. In the past, I used to believe that in order to achieve your goals, you must follow a specific timeline and push yourself beyond your limits. What I failed to account for is the unpredictable nature of life and the future, which in many ways the pandemic has helped me realize. Nowadays, I try to focus on what makes me feel fulfilled in the present, in the short amount of time that I can dedicate towards something that I love. Each night, I try to squeeze in a moment to draw. Sometimes it's working towards a big drawing, sometimes it's just a doodle in a sketchbook. Making a portfolio is about taking all the work you've created and culling it down to the best ones. This is something I've done many times when I was in school, but because I've imposed such unattainable goals for myself, I was forcing myself to create work for the sake of having work. I became unhappy with myself and with the pieces I've created, which ultimately deflated my confidence. Nowadays, I don't work in timelines anymore. I don't give myself unrealistic and arbitrary deadlines in life. I try not to focus on the idea of producing work, but instead just looking forward to having fun, even with the little time I get on a weeknight. Outside of my personal projects, one of my favorite ways to recharge my creative fuel is by reading. I'm somewhat of a selective reader, and I mostly stick to a specific genre, and for the most part prefer to just read fiction. Because of that, when the mood strikes and I find a book that I'm really interested in, I end up spending any free time I might have to reading. I really think that reading is a great way to get your imagination going, which comes in handy especially when you need a little inspiration boost to start a new piece. I don't do it as often as I used to, but writing and keeping up with my journal is also one of my favorite ways to blow off steam, especially during nights when my brain is too exhausted to be creative. The great thing about writing is that you can be completely honest with yourself without the feeling of being judged or misunderstood by anyone else. Outside of journaling, I also love creating lists of ideas for future drawings or projects that I can reference to. Besides lists, I also love jotting down interesting quotes or lyrics I come across on my sketchbook. But yeah, even for as little as 5 minutes each day, dedicating time to write down your thoughts can really open up space in your mind for rest and clarity. Another thing that has helped me a lot during times when I'm going through a creative block is learning or practicing a new skill. At the beginning of this year, when I felt lost with my work, I picked up crocheting as a new side hobby. So far, I've crocheted 3 blankets, and for my next project, I'm learning how to crochet a crop top. It's been a slow and impulsive hobby, but the fun thing about picking up a new side skill is the freedom to make mistakes and to learn from that process. So much of our passion projects focus on the end product, and it's very easy to get lost and burnt out on your work when all your focus is concentrated on one thing for a long amount of time. Sometimes our brains just need a little reset, and by learning a new skill, especially something that is out of your comfort zone, you can gain new perspective on your work. I hope that this video gave you the inspiration to keep pushing and keep creating. Remember that there is life outside of work, and even the smallest effort can make the greatest difference, especially if it's time invested to help you become the best version of yourself. For more videos like this, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you have tips of your own, feel free to share and comment down below. Thanks for watching.